What's up guys, my name is ArmorTeddy and well, if you've ever played World of Warcraft, then you definitely should know these guys. And if you don't, well, I guess that's another good reason to restart your subscription and start playing once again. Because this is top 10 characters in World of Warcraft. Number 10. Varian Wrynn. Varian Wrynn knew laws from very young age when he was an infant. Then he lost his father, who was assassinated by Garona half-orcan, who was a pawn of Gul'dan, the warlock of the Burning Legion. This made Varian distrust orcs for all of his life. After these events, orcs captured Stormwind, and Varian and his people were forced to run to Lordaeron to seek shelter. There he met his friend Khaz Modan, and they even sparred together. They were very close friends. Unfortunately, Khaz Modan became Lich King, and Varian Wrynn felt betrayed once again. King Varian Wrynn was a hero of the Alliance, even though his soul was literally split in two by Onyxia, who tried to take power of the Alliance in her own hands and left weak-willed Varian on the throne and left strong-willed and powerful warrior Varian to die in the gladiator battles. Both parts of his soul managed to find their way back together into one entity, and thanks to that, he became very good diplomat, but also a very powerful warrior. Varian Wrynn was the one to lead the expedition of the Alliance forces into Northrend to defeat his old friend Khaz Modan as the Lich King, and was victorious. It was also Varian Wrynn who stopped Thrall from immediately killing Garrosh Hellscream in the siege of Orgrimmar, before even facing a fair trial. Unfortunately, this makes him a bit responsible for the story in expansion of Warlords of Draenor, which was one of the worst expansions ever made. Until his very last breaths on the broken shore against the power of the Burning Legion near Tomb of Sargeras, Varian Wrynn always fought for the Alliance. Number 9. In number 9 we have Ragnaros. His name comes straight from Norse mythology and means pretty much the end of the world. His kingdom is called Firelands and is deep beneath the earth in the elemental plane, where he was banished by the Titan for taking part in the battle against them when the old gods ruled the world. After that, a long time later, Tauren, the lord of dark iron dwarves, in his desperate attempt to defeat the other tribe of the dwarves, summoned Ragnaros into the plane of Azeroth. Fortunately, brave heroes were able to defeat him and push him back into his kingdom of Fireland. In Cataclysm, he allied himself with Death and tried to attack Mount Hyjal to destroy now regrowing World Tree. Fortunately, once again, brave heroes ventured straight into Sulfuron Keep, defeating on their way all of his minions and finally putting an end to his existence. From what we know, Ragnaros was finally defeated once and for all during the Cataclysm and the ride on the Firelands. Number 8. On number 8 we have Jaina Proudmoore. A daughter of Llane Proudmoore, comes from a small marine nation of Kultiras. As a young girl, she started studying to become a mage in Dalaran. During that time period she had two admirers, Kael'thas Sunstrider and Arthas Menethil. Unfortunately for Kael'thas, Arthas was her true love. Jaina never hated Horde and always tried to find a peaceful solution to all situations. After a battle for Mount Hyjal, she founded a small city of Theramore in Kalimdor from the remains of Lordaeron people. During Mists of Pandaria, when Garrosh bombed Theramore and destroyed it using Mana Bomb, Jaina went furious and tried to flood Orgrimmar. The disaster was prevented by Kalecgos, and Jaina retreated to Dalaran to sit in the Council of Kirin Tor. Garrosh's forces then tried to steal the Divine Bell from Dalaran, and when Jaina discovered that they were aided by the Blood Elves of Dalaran, she went furious and removed all Horde from Dalaran. Nowadays we don't really know what's happening with Jaina, but her hatred for the Horde has never been as big as it is right now. Number 7. In number 7 we have Khadgar, the apprentice of Medivh, the last guardian. Khadgar's name in Dwarven means trust, which is pretty much the opposite of his mentor's name Medivh, which in Thalassian means keeper of secrets. Unfortunately for Khadgar, Medivh was possessed by Sargeras, and Khadgar was forced to slay his mentor, after what he became the most powerful mage known in Azeroth. He was the one who saved Azeroth from the destruction coming from the Dark Portal when extreme powers released by Ner'zhul in Draenor tried to destroy this planet. In Warlords of Draenor, Khadgar is seen with Marad and Thrall entering the Dark Portal. During this time he is seen wielding Atiesh, the Great Staff of the Guardian, which was the staff wielded by Medivh. During Legion, Khadgar is also one of the main characters and one of the main people included in Destruction of Gul'dan. We can safely assume that Khadgar will play a large role in next events that will happen in Battle for Azeroth, as he still remains the most powerful mage living in Azeroth. Number 6. The Old Gods. The Old Gods, or the Dread Elders, are physical manifestations of the Void. Serving the Void Lords, they seek to infest and transform the worlds into places of despair and death. Composed of pure shadow energy, their bodies consist mainly of mountains of blighted flesh. Their main task is to infest the world souls contained inside the planets in the Great Dark. And even though they once already ruled almost all of Azeroth during the times of the Black Empire, they were defeated by the Titans and their creations and put into prisons, they still plot to infest Azeroth once again. Number 5. Garrosh Hellscream. Garrosh Hellscream, son of Grom Hellscream and former chieftain of the Warsong clan, was a war chief of the Horde known for his warmongering, cruelty and involvement with dark powers. Having grown up on Draenor, Garrosh came through the Dark Portal upon its reopening and was invited into the Horde by Thrall himself. Quickly ascending through the ranks of the Horde military, Garrosh led troops to the Northrend campaign against the Lich King and was given the position of war chief with Thrall's subsequent absence during the Cataclysm. Infamous for his raging hatred for the Alliance, Garrosh had a strong intention to take the Horde to war with its rival power, no matter the cost to his nation and those who stood in his way. During the Horde's invasion on Pandaria, Garrosh unleashed the Shah of Pride, a long isolated power that tainted untold swaths of land and consumed the bodies and souls of hundreds of people. Finally, he was doomed and killed by Thrall himself in Draenor on the field of battle. Also, come on, if you've ever seen a cooler looking orc, I'll be happy to hear which one is it. Number 4. Illidan Stormrage. Illidan Stormrage is a night elf born demon hunter and the founder of the Illidari. He was the former self-proclaimed Lord of Outland, ruling from the Black Temple until his defeat. While being born one of the Kaldorei, as stated by Maiev Shadowsong, he became neither night elf nor demon but something more. He is the twin brother of Malfurion Stormrage and was in love with Tyrande the Whisperwind. Once an unusually gifted sorcerer, the extent of his power became difficult to classify due to his powers increasing in large bursts as a demon hunter and his having absorbed the powers of the dangerous fell object known as the Skull of Gul'dan. Illidan Stormrage is one of the main characters in the Legion expansion and one of the most famous World of Warcraft characters ever created.
You are not prepared!
Number 3. Gul'dan. Gul'dan of the Stormriver clan was a former orcish shaman of the Shadowmoon clan from Draenor who became the first orcish warlock as well as the founder of the orcish horde. Abandoning the ways of shamanism and betraying both his people and his mentor to the demon lord Kil'jaeden for personal gain and power, Gul'dan was directly responsible for the orcs' fall to demonic enslavement as well as for the horde's invasion of Azeroth. Tutored by the Lord of the Burning Legion, he became the founder and master of the Shadow Council as well as the creator of the necromantic terrors known as Death Knights. Gul'dan is considered by many to have been the most cunning and powerful mortal warlock to ever have existed. He often referred to himself as Darkness Incarnate and the Destroyer of Dreams. In an attempt to resurrect the dark god Sargeras using Illidan Stormrage's soul, the warlock was finally killed by Illidan after his spell was reversed by adventurers in the Legion expansion. Nevertheless, he's one of the baddest of bad characters in Warcraft universe. Number 2. Sargeras. The only reason that Sargeras is number 2 on this top 10 list is because the number 1 is so well known and so cool that it just couldn't be anywhere else. Anyway, Sargeras, the dark god of chaotic magic, is a demonic titan who created the Burning Legion. Sargeras created this vast demonic army to scour all creation. The Burning Legion moves from world to world, annihilating everything in its path with devastating fell magic. No one knows exactly how many worlds and mortal civilizations the demons have annihilated in their unholy burning crusade. Sargeras is a true monarch of the underworld, and his tomb is placed on Azeroth. First one of the most powerful good titans that could cleave a planet in two, became the leader of the Burning Legion and is now imprisoned by the Titans. Sargeras is definitely one of the best characters ever in Warcraft universe. Number 1. The Lich King. Oh come on, who didn't see this coming? The Lich King is one of the most known characters in Warcraft universe. He is the master and lord of the Scourge, which he rules telepathically from the frozen throne atop the Ice-Crown Glacier. Kil'jaeden created the Lich King ages ago from the spirit of the orc shaman Ner'zhul to raise an undead army to conquer Azeroth for the Burning Legion. Initially trapped within the frozen throne with Frostmourne, the Lich King eventually betrayed Kil'jaeden and merged with the human Arthas Menethil. When Frostmourne was destroyed and Arthas perished, Bolvar Fordragon became the new Lich King, imprisoning the Master of the Scourge within the Frozen Throne once more in order to protect the world from future threats. The Lich King is one of the most powerful beings to ever wander the surface of Azeroth and is most definitely the most iconic character in Warcraft universe. Okay, that's all I've got for today, so thank you all guys so much for watching. Leave your thoughts in the comments below, I'm very happy to read all of them. Subscribe and like the video for more awesome gaming content, and as always, I will see you guys in the next one. Bye bye!